Hi everybody, my name is Rachel Raspberry. I'm here to talk to you today about your mind is a garden. And I bet you're wondering, my mind is not a garden, it's a mind. But no, it's a garden, and here's why. So, this is an idea from the book As a Man Thinketh, an old classic personal growth book. And one of the concepts he said is your mind is like a garden because your thoughts create your life. You are the ultimate creator. And when you realize the power you have, you can control. Once you realize that you have the power to create everything around you, you can control and you can control what you think and what thoughts you put in your head, then every situation that comes to you is of your own creation, which is true whether you know it or not. So the idea is that you have to take full responsibility for where your life is right now. If your life is awesome and amazing, it's because you're planting seeds in your mind, thoughts that are awesome and amazing. If your life is suffering and misery, you are planting seeds in your garden, thoughts in your mind that create suffering and misery. And so you have to be very aware of your thoughts, and this is why meditation is important. It's a tool to learn how to control your thoughts, how to empty your mind, and how to get an awareness and a mindfulness of what thoughts you're planting in your garden. Another thing is, if you don't plant thoughts in your garden will just grow whatever it wants. And you may or may not want those things growing in your garden, but since you didn't plant them, you just let them seeds grow wild, then you get what you get. So that's the idea. Okay, so your mind is a garden. So if you want great things to come out of your life, you have to start with your thoughts. You have to start planting thoughts of great things. Now, just because your life is great and awesome doesn't mean you're doing so good at it. It just means that you have had thoughts that were good, and then these thoughts are growing up. So like if someone's so perfect and lucky, it doesn't mean if someone seems like they're having this great life and they have everything they want, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have no bad thoughts. It just means that they work more and more and more on the thoughts that they desire to create. So, and the same with a bad life, or whatever you think is a bad life. If you see someone, say a person living on the street who's obviously not having that great of a life, they have a lot of suffering or misery, that doesn't mean that they're a bad person and they have all these evil thoughts. It just means that they've focused on the few thoughts that are bad, and they've created, without knowing it, or sometimes while knowing it, they've created a life around them that is what the universe thinks they want. The universe will give you exactly what it thinks you want. So if you think it, that's what will be created. So if you want to create health, you have to think healthy thoughts. You have to think, okay, I'm not going to put this junk in my body because I know that's just the beginning of disease and unhealthiness. If you want to create an abundant life, then you have to think abundant thoughts. You can't be thinking, I don't know where I don't have enough, I'm not gonna be able to do this, whatever thoughts that we've probably all had at some point. I've had them a lot in the past year. So you need to change those thoughts into different thoughts. And you need to think, if you want abundance in your life, you need to think abundance thoughts. And then on those thoughts, the more you start thinking those thoughts, the more you will naturally act out on those thoughts, and your actions become what happens. So if I'm acting abundant, if I'm thinking I'm abundant, I am abundant, I have abundance in my life right now. If I'm thinking that my life is always abundant, I have everything I need, I have the things that I want, or at least the things that are important that I prioritize. I may not have everything I want. I may not have this giant backyard or something, whatever you could imagine. I may not have this specific thing that I want, but that's because I'm prioritizing things that I want before that. Hold on. Buddy. My dog. My dog was doing something, licking his paw, and it was like annoying the crap out of me. Anyway, so if you're not getting everything you want, it's because you're prioritizing your desires. And you don't always get what you want. Just because you think, I want something, that doesn't mean you're going to get it. I'm going to think, I want a new car, I want a new car, I want a new car, I want a new car. That doesn't mean a new car will appear. So what you need to think is, I have a new car in my future. This future has already happened. In the future, I have this new car. So I'm going to act now as if the car already exists in my future. I hope that's not too crazy to comprehend. But what you do is you think, I should change it because I don't really want a new car and I don't want to think too hard about it. What do I want? Like, that would be a good example. My goal for this next year is to make $100,000. So I'm going to make $100,000. So a year from now, I will have made or be on track to make $100,000. So I already know that because I'm planting this thought, it's happened. It's already happened. I've already reached that point. It's just a matter of going through to get there. Going through the life process, which is the fun part, the journey to get there. I already know that's where the finish line is. So my thoughts right now are 100,000 thoughts, $100,000 thoughts. So when I make decisions, like when they pass around at work, would you like to take some money out of your paycheck to donate to this charity? Sure, because in a year, I'm going to be making $100,000. Why not donate $1 to charity for this one particular cause? I'm not really passionate about it, which is why I only picked $1. If I was thinking in a scarcity mindset instead of 100,000, if I was thinking a $10,000 mindset, $1 is a lot. But I'm thinking a $100,000 mindset. So that $1 is nothing. I can give $1. Over the course of a whole year, it'll be $25. No big deal, right? But in your $10,000 mindset, $25, that's a lot. That's like half a tank of gas, or depending on your car, that's like a week's worth of vegetables or whatever. Like, that's a lot of money, $25, if you're not making much. But I'm going to be making, by the time the donations start coming out of my check, I'll be making way more than that. I might not even be working there, so it won't be coming out anyway. So that's why you have to change your mindset and start acting like those little things. Start adding up, adding up, adding up. Next thing you know, you're exactly where you planted. If you plant a sunflower seed, sunflower will grow. But you can't just plant the seed and ignore it. You can't plant a sunflower seed and then leave and come back a year later. It's not going to be a sunflower. It's going to be dirt, right? So that's why your mind is like a garden. You plant the seed, but it's also your job to water it, make sure it gets sunshine, make sure it gets shade, make sure it's covered in the winter so it doesn't freeze or whatever, right? So that's how your mind is a garden. You have to take action. You have to plant the seeds, which are your thoughts, and then you have to take actions, which is the tending of the seeds. And then you'll get to where your garden has grown, and the thoughts you planted is your life. It's going to be your life, or it will be your life. So I hope you found that helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you disagree, you better not disagree. But if you do, that's fine. If you disagree or you have a better way of explaining it, please comment. Also, if you thought it was helpful, thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe, and I will see you soon.